This is a better argument. You've always said, let's turn the mics on, let's get everything going, and then we'll start bantering.
Let's make a joke about how it looks like a razor.
What are you referring to? What are you referring to here? Oh, my God. I only have an hour 20 left. You know, we did a short set last week, meaning it was only raw 2 hours or something like that?
Yeah.
So now I have to...
narrate total bullshit.
Oh, my God. Have you ever seen the way these erase? It looks like a little electric razor going... And... action!
Wow.
Fun. I went to see a man battle a horse. Okay, Josh.
Yes, Andy.
I'm very upset right now.
Okay.
Because...
see, you're setting this up with fake upset, and now we're gonna have to circle back to real upsets.
Well, I did.
How do you want to play this?
Well, I did like I did really enjoy the bit that Kristen Wiig and Maya Rudolph did.
Yeah.
Did you see it live, or you didn't see it live?
I did.
Wasn't that funny?
Does it matter if I saw it live?
I don't know. Just play with me because you're sad for me. Play along as if
I saw it maybe 5-10 minutes behind.
I don't think I was at. You know, maybe I was putting that pressure on. Did you see it live?
All right.
Did you see Pinocchio at George Pinocchio? Oh, I'm George Pinocchio. We're down here at this is my two greatest parties.
Are you talking about George Pinocchio on the red carpet?
Yeah, but then after it, he goes to Entertainment Studios party. Do you know who Entertainment Studios party is?
No.
Byron Allen.
Ah.
The very pop. How does he keep going?
Because he's smarter than we think.
Us?
And certainly than us, but even then you'd think.
Then the next party was a party that you really can't get into. Like a it was like Beyonce, JJ.
Dynamite!
That's not racist. I love Beyonce. I love Beyonce. He's married to Kid Dynamite, right? She's married to Kid Dynamite. Like the world's oldest white guy. Yeah, I love the rap. They put another letter on it, C. So they had not George Pinocchio, because I'm going to do this joke about mispronouncing his name. Give me his real name one more time. Pinocchio.
George Pinocchio.
It's not.
It is.
What do you say?
It's George Pinocchio.
Well, I was calling him George Pinocchio and thinking it was the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Well, there you go.
And
maybe if you wish upon a star, it'll turn into a real joke.
Well, the other guy was at the Beyonce... Jay-Z.
Yes.
He was across the street from the Beyonce Jay-Z. He said, we're not allowed to even be outside the party.
Wow.
So we're reporting from here.
Good coverage, George Pinocchio.
No, the
Pinocchio.
other guy. What's that?
I said good coverage, George Pinocchio.
Why didn't your own nose grow?
Are you getting this, Geppetto?
My other objection to these... the Geico commercials, I seen all the premises now, and they take a long time to develop.
They really do.
Well, did you know that a tiger eats a schminky before 4 o'clock when it has a lick maid on its cuckoo?
You've really worked up this bit.
I listened to a little bit of our last week's show.
Yeah.
Today.
The spill.
Wait, was the spill during the show?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That was terrible.
It wasn't, you know.
When I got back to my apartment, my wife wouldn't let me in.
Really?
It was horrendous, she said. It's horrific. This will not stand. I don't know. I felt like we really would let it all go with that. Okay, look. Stop looking at me like an idiot. I had a thing in the family, but I can't talk about it because the people, some people don't want to.
I wasn't looking at you to spill
I know
it.
what you're asking me. And the truth is this. My wife was dead when I got to the party. Beep, 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 boop. Wang. You don't like my wife is dead jokes?
Do you?
You're a little bit like that person. Do you, Andy? Do you think it's funny? With all the death threats you normally get?
Right.
No, someone passed, and I can't really talk about it because it's too personal. Because the person who happened to doesn't like it. You know what I'm talking about. How can I say this in a way that covers all I'm not trying to cover bases. I'm not on a PR.
There was a tragedy in your wife's family.
Yes.
Enough
That's too
said.
much. Okay. All right. I think that is good. But I don't want people on Facebook now. People go, hey, wait, Mrs. Kindler. Her name isn't Mrs. Kindler, first of all. Well, I heard they talking about you. She likes her privacy. She is an un-Facebook-like Facebook participator.
Yeah, okay. Something happened in Mrs. Kindler's family. Please respect her privacy at this difficult time.
Her name isn't Kindler, though.
Why would I give her name out?
That's right. So
you had to, you were attending to that last week.
I've been saying that, and I was down in San Diego, and I will be down in San Diego again. And
I took you to the train last week, and it was stressful times for you.
It was stressful, and I wanted to tell you that you took me to the train, and I'm not bragging, but it was an Amtrak. And you were right about where to drop me off. You said drop me off at this thing, and it's like this thing in my mind. It's like so. I hate it in other people. But it's in my mind. I say, he doesn't... First of all, I panic. Why is he going there? I've never gone there before, right? Even though the sign says, here's where you should go now. Here's where the train is. This way to the train. Hey, you thinking of taking the train? What do you think the arrow means? Fuckface. So then you drive me all the way to where that end of the thing is to get on the train.
It was clear you weren't happy.
I wasn't happy.
It was clear you weren't happy.
No, I wasn't trusting you. So then in my mind, I figure if you drop me off in the building and they not recognize me, but they acknowledge I'm alive, then it will be okay, which is exactly what happened, and it wasn't okay.
And they went, hey, how are you? Train's down there.
Well, no, first he said, it was a big rigmarole.
Really?
Because he goes, I'll show it. It was like an Andy Griffith, like when Floyd gets put in jail for the drinking.
Yeah.
He goes, I'll show you. You don't want to hear that.
It wasn't exactly Grand Central I dropped you off at.
I know. He goes, I'll show you. So now there's a few of us now.
Okay, that's
getting
good.
close.
He's a tour guide.
And then he's not coming. You know how he's taking his sweet time? He doesn't actually care that much if we do miss the train.
Right.
So I guess his construction, he walks us this whole long way, which he says is a shortcut, but it isn't.
Right.
Even when we get there, and then even from the walk there to where the train was, and I'm not going to lie to you, I bought a business ticket. If I could have bought first class, I would have bought a first class ticket.
Yeah.
So there's only a certain.
I'm not going to lie.
I'm not going to lie to you. It's $58 to go to San Diego.
Okay.
But when
whatever, Daddy Warbucks.
What I'm saying is, by the time I actually got to the track, it was literally 25 seconds before the train arrived. And when the train arrived,
which some people would call perfect, by the way,
they would call it perfect. And then when the train arrives, if you're not in the right part of the track, I don't take the train that much to know that the business is in the back or the business end of the knife or whatever. So all I'm saying is, thank God you took me, and I had so many OCD emergencies, even to get out, which I think I was 5 minutes late for you picking me up.
But when you got in the car, you had that panic sweat thing going where you take a shower and then you never get dry again. I could tell that's exactly what had happened.
Well, it's like that Brody Stevens joke he used to have. He goes, I have BO in the shower, It didn't do it very well, the delivery. But I had a lot of OCD things going on the way there.
Oh, yeah.
And keep in mind, since we're not going to talk about that, but, my mom isn't doing well at the same time. And so
you got some stress balls in the air.
I feel like I'm at a when's the next shoe gonna drop convention.
And we're back.
Do you think that failed because of the Dennis Miller turn, or it just wasn't clever enough to sustain?
I don't know. You should have thrown in Dixville Notch. There's big goings on
won,
tonight.
By the way?
There's big goings on tonight here in Dixville Notch. Also, Hart's Location, New Hampshire. We don't have the results yet. Well, I'll wait for Steve Kornacki.
Who's there, Steve Kornacki?
Pony up the results from Dixville Notch.
One thing I can say, that's not too personal, is if you can be there for somebody, that's really all they want.
Yes.
They don't want you. This is what they don't want. Look. Hey. What are you getting? Come on. You knew this would happen. They don't want any of that. Right. Suck it up.
Were you good?
Yeah. I've been good because this is the miracle of therapy. This is like Anybody listening to this who's had a regular life, they go, why do I want to hear these two alta-cockers talk about therapy? But I never knew about therapy, and this is because I've gone through therapy. I actually have tools, which I never would have believed. Never would have believed in the you can learn tools.
Yeah. And then to actually field test them like that and find that they work is the real victory.
Right. And I'm overcoming my fear of death. Not really, but it's a nice thing to say. No, I'm less scared of death. And of course, you're probably saying, I'm saying, what's your choice? If you get more increasingly scared, in a couple of years, you won't be able to breathe.
Yeah.
And I feel like I can keep, and also, I'm perfectly happy to do whatever's going on. I'm perfectly happy to do whatever goes on. So that at the end of the day, whatever happened, I'll get it the next day, ladies and gentlemen. What am I rushing for? Even more so with the universe ending, in a way. Even more reason to slow down and smell the fear or whatever, or smell the coffee.
Smell the pheromones.
Smell the pheromones. Yeah.
Well, I don't exactly know what you're saying, but...
Are you concerned about my laugh? And let's say, forget about from the angle of, am I putting, because I know I get a lot of letters, am I putting too much mustard on the laugh?
Just from a purely pulmonary sort of perspective.
Does it sound like the pot smoking?
It might be.
But I thought I was I thought I was one step ahead of when you're trying to beat death, what are you? You're one step ahead of the Grim Reaper, or one step ahead of the
Sure.
Sandman?
You're definitely one step ahead of the Grim Reaper.
But it shouldn't sound like that, right?
You're one toke over the line, sweet Jesus.
I still love the song Down to Seeds and Stems again, too. All right, so look. But now I'm back.
You're back.
And my mom seems to be okay. So I don't know. I just feel like I feel like I'm in the middle of an ongoing thing that for many years, the early years of my life, I just figured, what are these older people complaining about?
Yeah.
This is nothing. You grow up, one guy from swim class who had an accident. Then you get to a certain age, it's like, did you speak to Schminky? He's dead. How about they're dead? Orson Bean, he's dead. Doris Day, I thought she was dead.
Someone saw the in memoriam.
In memorial. Did you think, was any of those people, the only person I did think that might have been dead was Doris Day? Did you think that about, or you knew all the people?
I knew pretty much all the people.
I
even knew some of the people that they omitted.
Who'd they omit?
Like Tim Conway, I thought should have been in there.
That's ridiculous. Are you sure he wasn't there last? I think he was there last year. How much you want to bet? Who else?
There was a few.
Babe Ruth?
Someone funny. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Didn't die, did I? Because I'm funny.
Yeah. You did, just then.
Doesn't count. If that counted, I wouldn't.
That was very sad about Orson Bean. Husband to our co-star on The Fiddling Horse.
And
Allie Mills.
He got hit by a car, someone said.
He got hit by two cars.
And what happened?
He was crossing the street, and one knocked him down and one ran him over.
Like, was he crossing at a light, I'm assuming?
I'm not certain.
Oh. Why do I make it that way? See, my mind's
it's California. He had the right of way. He's a pedestrian.
Right, but say that to who's the other guy? Ben Vereen. He had a similar thing.
He did.
Is Ben Vereen alive?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's not so similar.
And Orson Bean, when we shot the movie, I think you had to move the date or something because I think he was sick. That he had fallen or something.
He was sick, I think.
That's terrible.
But he was living a life still.
How old is he in his
91,
what?
I think.
What's that?
91, I think.
Oh. And I interviewed him on the Pet Shop many years ago. I don't have a good anecdote. There was a show where people and their pets. You've heard about it.
I did.
And I interviewed him, and he was very, very nice.
Tell me about your cockatoo.
So.
I bet you've had more than a cockatoo.
Wow. I didn't have that one. Actually, one of the ones I'm most proud of is Ed Krasnick. We had to do just bits about animals, pets. And, you had to keep doing it. It had to be pet-oriented. So he did an impression of Frank Goose, the estranged husband of Mother Goose. It was very, very good.
Yeah.
He was bitter, Frank Goose.
Sure.
Ed Krasen does very good impressions.
He lost the shoe in the divorce.
Exact. How do you? It's like you wrote the bit.
It's like, yeah.
Wait, is that? Oh, there was a Mother Goose. Mother Goose is she the name of the whole rhyming
Mother
thing?
Goose is the supposed author of the whole.
Oh, but it was by the Ringling Brothers. Who wrote them? Is it the Grimms?
The Ringling Brothers. It was the Ringling.
Was it
Brothers.
the Grimms?
No.
Were the Grimms people?
Yeah, yes.
You don't know more about. I wish you knew more about things than I did. It'd be such a good. It'd be a nice break from me to not be walking around in stupid land every 5 seconds. I want an expert, if not in the podcast, in life.
Call an expert.
You are an expert.
Well, then we're having a little circle now, aren't we? I was an idiot. I was an idiot a second ago.
Did I give you your batteries?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you put them in?
I did. We're using them now.
That's good. They're very high quality batteries. They're Duracell Optimums. If you need a battery, why not try an Optimum? That doesn't help us, right?
Didn't help us much.
Now, if you buy a Duracell battery, even if you were in the store, you say Thought Spiral at checkout. Just say it.
Just say it. What the hell?
How are our numbers doing? Are we building?
Our numbers are great.
I was very worried. I was worried that I would not be able to. I'd miss a podcast. This is my big fear. Is that
that's why we did the Sunday night last week, was because you were on call.
Right, and so I'm a little bit getting over this lifelong thing, which is as soon as you put next to any event the worst case scenario about the event. What if my mom dies now? Will I cancel Vancouver? Just the most pedestrian thoughts, the stupidest thoughts you could have. And they say, my therapist says, people have weird thoughts.
I think that's a very good answer.
It is.
It's even better than what I was about to spit out.
What were you going to say?
I think, you kind of, I think there's a desire to look for some sort of control something.
That's true. That's for sure true. Yeah. Even if it's just that.
Right.
But the feeling that I'm going to do something wrong is definitely. See, I keep thinking that I kind of believe in the ordinary people version of breakthroughs. Like, I love that movie because he all of a sudden saw that he was trying to protect. He lost the guilt of having his brother die, and then he could go on. His life changed.
Right.
But I have these things where I have insights in there, and then the life goes. It doesn't. It's not the big change, but that's not. It's not a movie.
Right. And I think there is a sort of, I think especially, I think it's true with people who are new in recovery too, that you're on kind of an epiphany hunt.
Yes.
That lots of things are lots of eurekas don't have practical applications.
I'll give you a perfect example, and I don't even mean to interrupt, but when I'm sometimes I'm walking around and I smoked a joint or I'm on a long walk, and I start thinking every one of these tweets is gold. You know what I mean? And I'm not even saying I'm saying something stupid. It's just look at this old couch. You know what I mean? It's I'm not manic, but I do have all mood disorders or mental disorders have some kind of, it's a continuum.
Well, isn't it good that part of the continuum or spectrum is you thinking you're great? Isn't that a nice thing?
Well, it is. I'll tell you what it's like. It's like, I don't know if you ever feel this way. It was like, I'm going to tell everybody about this great Neil Young song from 1970. It's all okay.
It's when you get follower syndrome.
Is that what it is?
I think it is.
Yes, my followers need to know about my. What kind of gift can I give my followers for the weekend?
Right, because they're followers. If they were readers, you wouldn't care.
If I didn't know they were following me, I wouldn't care. You know what I mean? If I didn't know the numbers are going up and down.
Right.
Because it really is true.
Yeah, no, I think it's. This is why so many jagoffs put influencer in their bios.
Well, this is why Twitter, this is one of the reasons why Twitter does get out of control, or at least...
You had a little flare-up this weekend, it looked like.
Oh, with Bridget?
I don't know. You tagged in Thought Spiral on one of them, so suddenly I saw a bunch of...
I don't think that's fair. Yeah, it's it's too long to go into, but it's that woman. She has a weird screen name, Fedesi, Bridget Fedesi. And then I was realizing, that's not her real name. Right? That's not her name.
I don't know.
Okay, well, I could be wrong.
I don't know who you're
that.
talking about. So.
It's British. I just told you what I was talking about. nevertheless. Yeah, but it was one of these things where, as it gets close to the election, to me, referring to him as a Nazi is just like his name most of the time. I don't have to, but I enjoy it. And Andy, please stop this. I interviewed a Holocaust survivor who said that this is an insult to the memory of the Holocaust by comparing what he's doing to, and of course,
You had to respond.
Of course I had to respond, but also, of course, she's wrong, and of course, I did see a movie that I wished you had been there for me this weekend. Gentleman's Agreement, my friend. It's our man. He's back. But he's saying things like this. Would you be upset if I called you a Jew? In other words, he's learning about anti-Semitism. How would you like me to call... How would you...
It sounds like you're doing Cary Grant.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how he sounds.
How Gregory Peck sounds?
Yes, that's it.
How does it feel to be a Jew?
How would you like it if I called you Jew?
How would you like it if I called you Jew?
Well, you wouldn't call me something like that. That's
What
very...
do you mean, Jewy, Jewy?
It's
Jew?
It's a really
Jew.
excellent movie. It's a movie about why it's bad to be, why the other people, and it's good for British fantasy to see, because the other people are all going, oh, we don't have to worry about this. See, he's playing a Jew to write an article about being a Jew, and his wife-to-be doesn't want her family to, she wants her family to know he's just playing the role.
Right.
Because she doesn't want them to think she's marrying a Jew.
He's just doing it up for work. He's heaping it up for work,
and she says stuff like this. I believe in what you're doing. I believe in what you're doing.
I haven't seen it, by the way.
You haven't?
I have not.
Well, I'm going to feed you some lines this week.
Feed me some lines, Jew.
But you have to realize he's...
I look in the mirror, I see a Jew.
Right, he's defending the Jews now.
Right.
And he's up, he goes, oh, I know.
I dare you to knock this Jew off my shoulder right now.
Because it's more like, I know why
Bobby.
I know why you won't rent me the apartment. You won't rent me the apartment.
I know why you won't rent me the apartment. You think, I'm a Jew.
And he changes his name.
You, my dear good man,
yes,
are an anti-Semite.
No, I just don't want you to bring it up with
You
the
are a Jew-hating anti-Semite, and I'm going to put you in my expose.
It's almost like knowing he did this other movie. Did that movie happen first? This is
Gentleman's Agreement was well before Boys from Brazil was in the 70s.
Okay, that makes total sense to me. That he didn't camp it up in that movie.
He would say that he did not camp it up in either movie. He was very thin-skinned about any teasing he may have gotten for his role as Dr. Joseph Mengele.
Do you know that for a fact?
I have heard that.
But Gregory, it is kind of here's the thing, Gregory. It's kind of like a sci-fi movie. Don't you think it's like a little bit campy?
Well,
Bobby!
No, I found the truth in it, I believe.
Well, do you really believe that they're Hitler clone children?
I did in order to play the role, yes. An actor can only do what the script provides and bring their own truth to it.
If the script told you to jump off a building, would you do it?
I would have a stunt double do it, yes. But I would do the beginning part. Any other questions, Drew?
And he's always like, why'd you ask me if I had money? Why'd you ask me if I liked money? Why'd you ask me if I'm good with money? Oh, because you think I'm a...
Why did you say you had an erection, ran into the wall, and broke your nose? Why would you say that to me?
Is it because I'm a Jew?
Is it because I'm a Jew?
And then John Garfield plays...
He hates Mondays. Loves lasagna.
Right. And he plays a Jewish war guy who Gregory Peck was in the war with, and guess what, John?
A Jew saved my life.
No.
A Jew tried to kill me, is what I mean.
No, he's the Jew.
Who?
John Garfield's a Jew.
Yes, he saved my... No, he killed me. What?
No, he's your Jewish friend from the service who shows his wife-to-be that by her trying to prevent people from knowing thinking he's really a Jew. She has to tell him that, and he's telling her that might have hurt his feelings.
I don't understand the word you just said, young man.
But we find out before the movie, because it's a TCM movie, which is great.
Right.
The lady says that
Hello, lady.
John Garfield, born Joshua John Garfinkel.
Oh, he was covering for Jew.
No, it wasn't Jew. I just told you what it was. His name was Garfinkel,
Right.
not Jew.
Right. Jew to not Jew. Garfield.
Yes, Garfinkel. You're not hiring him, right?
No,
Why not?
because he's a Jew.
I didn't make the rules.
Change your name.
He said that he played the role, and it's unbelievable because you look at him, all of a sudden John Garfield looks Jewish to you because he's just relaxing, and he's not going, see, which he never really did say. Say, you love.
See? Yes.
Well, he wasn't a C. That was Cagney. But Garfield was a tough customer. Then you find out he's a Jew. Just
There were some tough Jews.
and including
Tony Curtis, tough Jew. Kirk Douglas, tough Jew.
it's my new favorite character. Also, the book I'm reading, which is about Hitler.
William Shatner, tough Jew.
Who?
Shatner, tough Jew. I know.
I hate him. He's the one Jew that proves the rule that we should hate Jews. That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
It was a bad day for Neil Brennan. I just want to throw that in there.
What happened to Neil Brennan?
He didn't like the movie Parasite.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I still have not seen that movie.
I haven't either.
I want to see that movie though.
I don't give a shit anymore.
Okay, but you didn't see it, but I'm going to see it with Susan, and we started watching it, and we really enjoyed it, but we were tired, but I did watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I loved.
Did you?
I absolutely loved it because, to me, it's the perfect movie. Yes, fictionalize all you want. If you're not going to, I had no idea where it was going.
Right.
And the fact that I didn't think in my head, once upon a time, that he was telling a fable.
Right.
I just loved it. I loved that he could go back there and not make it a bummer.
Yeah.
And I thought Brad Pitt was great. And I thought DiCaprio was great.
I thought everyone was great. I thought it didn't hold together as a movie to me.
It did seem
But
like there were weird moments.
I thought there was great scenes throughout it. I thought there was plenty of honky bullshit throughout too. But I just
What's
think
honky bullshit like?
honky bullshit is just
Yeah.
self-indulgent. Look what I can do.
Look what I can do. Well, did you like Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt was great.
And I love the scene where he smoked a joint. And, I think I was expecting not so much from it, and I loved it because I thought.
Well, and that's
I
your
wouldn't.
fantasy time too.
Yeah. That time period. CLO Drive, I'm all over it.
Yeah. So, but I don't like. I think you take the Manson thing out of it and just make that set a slightly different story in that world, and it's a better movie.
Right. I think it's almost like, here's the way I think he does movies. Hey, wouldn't it be funny if I was like Once Upon a Time and I changed the ending to something, and then he writes the whole movie.
Well, and he did it with Hitler too, and he did it with, it's a weird,
Right, but the Hitler one, yeah, I didn't like it then. I didn't like the fictionalization then. But I didn't see that whole movie. Was it great? Inglorious Bastards?
It was a similar thing to me, where it was like there's tons of great stuff in it and about it, but
I know it does. Like there's an outside in way to how he does stuff, like not necessarily.
It just feels like it's borrowing. It's a cheat because it's borrowing people's feelings for stuff.
That's true.
To manipulate
I can see
them
that
more easily,
yeah. And just like that's well, also didn't people? I love the way I change everything.
I mean, it's kind of the same. I thought I didn't like Jojo Rabbit all that much ultimately either because
you told me that, yeah.
Because I really just felt like he was camouflaging a pretty simple, not that leveled story.
Let me tell you quickly what Neil Brennan said so I can get it out. I didn't really follow it, but the idea, I think, is that he was basically saying he didn't like the movie, and he got into it being about capitalism. It just didn't sound good where he was going with it.
Yeah.
Like, who are these? Why are they so upset? It was almost like, you know how you wouldn't venture into a comment about a South Korean movie and the culture, and even I wouldn't.
Right.
I could fuck up in other ways. He was like going right there.
Yeah, but you're,
What?
you're not a
A filmmaker?
No, a provocateur.
I thought I was. No. What would you call me? Don't say unsuccessful. I don't care. I'll put myself down in case you forget to.
Well, I mean, I think you're a provocateur in a very controlled, your state of the industry address is provocateur-y. But, I think online you get into fights by accident.
Right. And actually, this was very instructive to me because the only thing I'll say about this fight was that he starts getting into arguments like with this woman named Alicia Hughes, and he said, "What have you done?" That's what he says to her. I don't ever get into those. What's your qualifications? Yeah. So when he started to get into that, like, what's your qualification? And she had him a lot of qualifications. He just kept digging and digging and digging and digging. And I think he thinks because he was involved with Chappelle's show that he has a special, that he's allowed to be more frank or something. I mean, maybe I'm guessing about this, but he's allowed to say more controversial things that you probably shouldn't say because it is like a privilege thing. Like, I don't even know why he said it, really.
Right.
But he basically said...
Well, everyone's allowed to say everything is the thing.
Right.
And everyone thinks they're allowed to, even if they don't have credits.
But here's my advice to anybody who gets in a similar situation who's not Neil Brennan, because I don't think he cares necessarily. But I have found the quickest that you can turn around it when you know you were wrong. You know what I mean? Or you could at least see why people took it.
Yeah.
I think you got to just say, look, I didn't, I think when you start looking like, go fuck yourself, and stick it up your ass.
Right.
It's going to be a long night.
Well, that's what it seemed like but it seemed like you had one of those where you called somebody out with a retweet comment thing. And now this guy's saying this to me, everybody. Hey, what,
Okay, well,
which is a Gervais move.
I think your characterization is accurate.
Okay, thank
and
you.
I think that, in retrospect, I think I probably, it was a waste of time, and it was it made me look stupid. But the guy did go out of his way to go. Like, that's a tired old. Here was my main point. My main point is tweets are not jokes. Like 95% of all of this stuff is going to be garbage.
Right.
That's what I've noticed when I look back at it.
Well, you have this weird ethic that you can't delete anything, which is fucked up, I think.
Well, I think I would if I really thought it was going to bite me in the end. And but the point is that.
Like, why not delete it if it causes you any trouble whatsoever?
No. But I mean, this was a thing where, like, why am I copying to tweet? But the guy really did say, I said something like, I'm friends with many people of color. And I said, that's a white person's tell. Now, I look back at that 20 minutes later. I'm not defending that joke. It's just pretty weak. You know what I mean?
Right.
But when someone pops in and goes, that's an old tired premise. And actually, a cloying racist wouldn't say that. I said that on the podcast, it turns out, that I'm friends with people of color, according to someone who listens, my friend who listens to the podcast. But the point I was making was like,
my favorite was when Jen was on, and you were like, talking, because I have lots of transgender friends online, and she's like, "Oh, good for you." It was so great.
Was that during the interview?
Yes. You blew by it, but it made me laugh.
There's no question that I could definitely. I mean, I even said something I probably have said. My sister's adopted son, Ralphie, who's a Haitian person of color, says I'm not like other white people. I get it. Okay, now those are things I probably have said. I mean, I really do include myself in saying white boneheaded things, but I do think if you develop a personality of, okay, I'm probably a stupid white person. You don't have to go that far, but at least go, maybe you're something you're not seeing because you're not in that person's shoes,
Yeah.
And that's what I think, and he went crazy with it with like, this movie sucked. Then the person telling him why you're saying that, he told them they suck.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, Twitter's poison.
It's poison. It's poison.
It's total poison. I'm starting to hate it more and more.
I know, but you know how I was feeling when I started to see it developing? Schadenfreude, the thing when
Sure.
you're thinking, when you feel really bad and you want to feel better. Schadenfreude. Oh, nice to see Neil Brennan.
At least I'm not that guy.
I'm not that guy. I'm not the white guy claiming to know black people. It is poison. It is poison.
It's a poisonous place.
You know what it really is? Even at the point of where it's the most not bad, you still were. I know I'm spending too much time on it. When I can notice how much time I'm on it, I'm spending too much time on it.
Yeah.
I never had that before. Then you come home and go, I got to put a couple hours into the tweets.
No.
You know?
Yeah. No, it's not good.
It's not good. I don't know why I said that like that. I'm not high, if that's what you're worried about. I'm not acting strange, if that's what the look means.
No.
I'm not listening. What kind of a human being is like this? I'm actually getting better at it. I listened to this Enlightenment podcast. This guy's pretty good.
I'm on the second 10 minutes of Enlightenment.
Well, his shows are only 10 minutes long. And he says that he learned once when he got angry at his wife many years ago that when he could let go, that the anger was not him, that he had, not get too attached to the anger. It just dissipated on its own. So that's actually a good thing for someone like me.
Yeah.
Is just let the thoughts go by and don't stick with them. And we'll be back. It sounded better in my head. What's his name? Hal Sparks said to me, "You're annoyed." Like he didn't. I don't think he liked what I said about Biden, but I'm also getting better at realizing if I'm going to say Biden's annoying, I got to take that someone loves Biden and they're going to say, "Please, he's the greatest."
Right.
So I didn't really care. Luckily, I didn't care, but he came back with "You're not the most annoyed person in the world," and that does make me realize that probably that's how I come off. But I'm more scared than I am moment to moment irritated.
Right, but you present as if you're moment to moment irritated as a cover for your fear.
Right. Also as a comedic device.
Yeah, because fear isn't all that funny. Unless you're Don Knotts.
Right. But it's weird because there's so much of me invested in not looking like someone who's an annoying person or
Really?
an unhappy person.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't think I don't root against people, even though I can be really.
No, I think I don't think you are a negative. I think you are a negative person as it pertains to your own life.
Absolutely, and you can hear that on Twitter sometimes.
But I don't think that you. Yeah, I mean, Twitter aside.
Putting that aside,
in the real world, I think you're I think anyone who meets you in a casual way or sees you in a casual way is going to be greeted by a very cheerful, happy, supportive person.
And sincere.
And sincere.
Right.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you saying that. I really do appreciate you saying that because
I also see you where you're like in a panic mode.
Right.
But you still default to friendly in those things.
Yeah, it's just that it's
just like an absent-minded kind of friendliness.
Right, because that's the thing. It's like, if I don't understand that I am ice creaming people, right. Much like Bernie, that might have been the best ice cream to Steyer I've ever seen, ice creaming. I just wanted to say...
Right, good.
Okay. Why did he say anything?
Did you see me ice cream Steyer out there? I butter brickled him.
Yeah, so I just want to say to Hal Sparks...
That Jew just ice creamed me.
How did you like it?
That socialist Jew just ice creamed me.
Okay, I'll give you some example. Here's some dialogue. Yeah, so you're going to go see Dr. Abrams? Yeah, well, before you go see Dr. Abrams, make sure I speak to him first, okay? Because you know how they can add to the bill.
How they can add
Abrams. He's Abrams. His last name's Abrams. He's a great doctor. Don't get me wrong, Gregory Peck.
What are you insinuating about Dr. Abrams?
I'm just saying if you don't watch him, because you know how they get.
He's doctors?
Not doctors.
Internists?
Not Dr. Abrams. More like the name.
Internal medicine specialists?
No. The names. Think of the names.
Yes.
Direct your anger towards the name.
Abrams, probably, yes.
You know how they
probably
are.
Very confident from being early in the phone book.
This is...
I don't understand your insinuation.
I'm just saying, don't let him Jew you down.
What? Jew him down? Sir, I'll have you know, I am a Jew.
Well, you're pretending to be a Jew for 6 months.
Don't blow my cover. It's not for you to out me.
Oh, God. I'm so happy. I feel like there's endorphins flying around my brain. I was direct messaging a friend of mine who said,
"Liar! Oh, sorry.
who referenced, she's a friend of mine from comedy, and she referenced that she listens to the show. Oh, yeah, she's the one who said, I said I have friends with persons of color on the show. And then I direct messaged her, said, I didn't know you listened to the show. Thank you. That means a lot to me. And she goes, I'm always afraid of putting in questions. It's not going to be good enough questions. I say, has that stopped anybody? Right? And
Isn't it weird when a friend listens to the show? It's always such a surprise to me.
It's such a surprise to me, and then I'm glad.
Ken Daly last week was the one who was like,
and again,
really? Oh, that's right, you listen.
And here's the Buddhist thing that Shanlin kind of wanted to do, but he was hard to do it. But the point is, if you get too attached to the compliment, then you start to think about the compliment and what do they like about the show? But it feels good to just hear the compliment and move on.
Yeah,
because it makes me so excited. Because I also want people to know if you get tired.
And I wasn't saying there was even a compliment attached. It's because it'll be like, I listen to the show, and I'll be like, really? And? Huh? And he goes, yeah, I listened to it.
Well, that's fine. That's what you should do. That's what the Buddhists do. They go, it's a piece.
Come on, love me.
It's a marble, but then it's a spaceship, and you can use it to travel. It's also cap. I need $3 million and spare professor. Please.
Coming up on
This week on Frontline Shark Tank. This week on Frontline.
Our Frontline cameras were allowed backstage at the hottest show on television, Preschool Shark Tank.
Hi.
In the following hours, you'll see what... Now it's Gregory Peck on Frontline. Tonight on Frontline.
Gregory Peck. The Gregory Peck playing manga story. They look like dress pants, but they're yoga pants. Boom, 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 boom. They look like. Boom, 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 boom. I'm selling CBD. Okay.
So you know how I spent my week?
How did you spend your week, young man?
I spent my week interviewing little Steven Van Zandt.
And
editing that interview.
This is the first time you're revealing it?
Yes.
I knew about this.
You did.
So tell me how. I need to know how it all came together.
I decided to do this tag for the Michael DeBar movie, to sort of during the credit tag. He was all excited about it. So
that's so cool.
So I figured out a way that I could involve him and not fuck up the movie.
Right.
And I got a really good joke in.
You did?
Yes.
Can you tell me the joke?
No, because it's the joke that closes the movie now.
Is it my joke? Is it something I would have written? Is it something I would appreciate?
It's something you would definitely appreciate. I'm very proud of it.
And how'd the interview go?
Because it's both a little Steven and a Silvio kind of moment.
I don't know who Silvio is.
Soprano.
Oh, I forgot that was
Silvio
his name.
Dante, yeah.
And was he a nice man?
He's a very nice man, yes.
And did he have any entourage?
We went to his hotel. He did not have any entourage.
What was he? Okay, he was staying at the Hermitage. He was staying at the L'Hermitage.
I don't want to say where he stayed, but it's a typical rock and roll Hollywood place to stay.
He was at
not the Riot House,
the Best Western on Vermont.
Exactly. So it was. We had like an hour to get my crew into his suite. And
this is the crew you used for the rest of the movie?
No, this was a different crew, but really good crew of real genuine pro guys. So it went very smoothly because we had like an hour to get a shot set up. I had 2 cameras.
What if you forgot to tape them?
And I had to light it so it didn't look like a hotel room.
Why can't it just is too?
I just didn't want it to scream hotel room.
Yeah.
I wanted it to feel like a more neutral space than that. So.
Cool. What's he doing? Is he doing?
But I was really good because I had watched enough interviews with him to see that he almost always like leans forward into his interviews. So I lit the shot so that he would be leaning forward. So the light was all.
God, you're like this is good.
I was very happy. I was very proud of myself. So So it went well, and it's a nice little tag, and it makes the movie a little more fresh, freshens up the movie.
And are you going to? When are you going to insert it?
It's done.
Are you kidding me?
I spent a couple days editing the piece. Just remixed it today, and it's back to locked.
So how do you advertise that? You just start to put that in the advertising for it, right?
Yeah, I mean there hasn't been advertising yet.
Because it's not out anywhere.
Right, it's coming out. I'll sneak peek. It's coming out in June, I think, is the word I just got.
Our careers, this time last year, nobody was listening to the podcast. We didn't have a pot to piss in. My psoriasis was acting up. This year...
Actually, we had just co-started a movie this time last year.
All right, just go along with me.
We were like walking on air.
Oh, Jesus.
We had hopes for the future. Now it's in the shithole.
Oh, okay. You think it's better to plot that way?
I think, yeah. So that was fun. That was an interesting little.
Were you nervous doing that because it's a limited time?
I wasn't. I was nervous. Just like I wasn't that nervous.
Can I ask you an honest question?
Yeah.
Did my name come up?
Your name did not come up.
Did you try to have my name come up?
Answer.
Did you try?
I did not.
All right. I would made a note for myself. That has nothing to do with the podcast. What do you think of it? What are you going to do about it? What's wrong with me?
I don't know.
Why can't... Do you know why? Because I had that one... Told you. I think I've told this story before. I had this edgy acting coach in college, and we would do these repeat exercises. You repeat. Hurt. And he would... Anytime it was a man and a woman who would do a thing, he'd go, you're going to fight or you're going to fuck? What are you going to do? Fight or fuck? Come on. Take it again. And we thought, oh, my God. Now we'd arrest him.
And you went, I'm going to freeze. Because it's fight, fuck, or freeze.
It's true. That's true. I should have brought my OCD into that. But those were the days.
Those were the days.
And you knew where you were there. You were there. I downloaded after the Gold Rush, and I realized, I'm going to stop in a second. I realized that,
I was just saying what time it was.
I know what it means. And he sings like this. He sings, I dreamed I saw a knight in armor, singing something. I don't go up that high, but it's a good exercise. Let me hear you, Neil Young. Take it on 4.
When you were young and on your own, how does it feel to be alone? I was never thinking that you were playing and trying to make the most of your heart. But only love can break your heart.
Now, practically...
That was the song that he actually cleared for Freaks and Geeks, his first ever TV clearance for my episode.
You know, that's one of my...
And then we didn't get to use it. But.
Oh... That's one of my favorite songs. And also Birds from that album.
Yeah.
It's over.
There is a town in North Ontario. Sweet comfort, memory to spare.
And in my mind, I still need a place to go.
All my changes were there. All right, let's stop.
Okay.
Let's stop licensing
because you know what you're going to have, right?
A big mess.
With, what's his name?
Yeah.
Our friend, who I can't forget, Alex.
Yeah.
He'll blow a coaster. All right. Now, I wanted to know, is there anything else that we needed to cover? I wrote a couple of things down here.
What do you have on your little pad there, Jew?
No. Nothing. Got nothing.
Got pupkis.
Do you think it's time for a break? Or do you think I should try and go into another... Wait, that can't be the only thing that happened. First of all, I'm still reeling from my Super Bowl appearance. Still getting emails.
Oh, yeah?
Texts.
Yeah.
So my whole life has changed.
That's fantastic.
I go into a supermarket. You want? I say, I don't have a bag. No problem. Super Bowl XFL.
Hi, Mr. XFL.
Hi, how are you? Where you go?
Can I bag that for you?
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Should I double bag your ice cream?
Is he Jimmy Stewart? Look, you stupid farmer.
That's right. It's the XFL guy just came in. Hot dog.
What are you telling me? Shut up, you little boy. I'm trying to get upset about. I'm trying to continue crying about my dead wife.
You once called me a fake football league. Well, what are you but a fake little rugby league yourself? Miserable little left guard crawling in here on your 3-point stance. Well, you're worth more than an arena football player.
What is XFL that I'm advertising?
It's the Extreme Football League.
Oh, you mean it's indoors?
It's Vince McMahon's. No, it's not indoors.
Oh, it's not fake, is it?
No.
Why are you
Well, I
looking
mean,
at me?
it's not important, but it's not fake.
Are you my life depends on whether these get picked up. If these don't get picked up, it's curtains for my...
Do you miss football? Oh,
Is that,
I'm Dr. Football. Oh.
how did I look in that? Can you give me an impression of how I did that commercial?
Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Football. Oh, do you miss football? Are you about to go through football withdrawal? Oh, well, then I've got a sport for you. Sure, it's from the people who brought you professional wrestling, but it's on the up and up, I swear.
He's a good guy.
You got football withdrawal. What are you going to do? You beggars can't be choosers. Enjoy.
Preschool football.
Enjoy. It's like regular football, except they have extra points, and you can go for 3, or you can go for 6, or you can go for however many. You can actually buy extra points. It's here on Preschool Football.
Can you buy points?
You can buy points.
No, you
It's
can't.
going to be terrible. Is it over yet? Because I'm hoping it keeps going, and because they'll...
It's extreme. Extreme football.
Are you shooting somebody?
Pew, 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 pew. Extreme football.
Hey. Hi, I'm Andy Kindler. You may know me from the one commercial I did during the
Hi.
I'm Andy Kindler. How about this a couple of years from now? Come on down to Buena Park Dodge. I'm Andy Kindler.
You may remember me from the XFL.
That's right. How about this 1979?
I used to be Dr. Football.
How would you like a cutlass? Do they still sell cutlasses?
Sure. The sword or the car?
Ooh. I have nothing for the break today. Did you prepare anything?
I did not prepare anything, but I'll throw in a song by my wife. It's good to
Yes.
have that in-house.
And yes, we're going to take a break. And I have to start doing spots this year. I haven't done a spot in a month.
Do some spots. I should probably do some spots, too.
All right. And we'll be back after these messages from Certs.
Huh?
Now say something mean to me like you didn't mean to be on.
Way to go, Retson Breath.
Telling you his pain is real. A broken wing only you can heal. I bet he tells you how much I hurt him. He's probably saying he was left for dead, and put some sympathy in your head. He paints a picture. Love is so unfair. It's just his side. Sorry, one girl to another, it's the same old lie. You'll find it's just his side of the story. I used to think I was his only one. Well, ain't that who he's always running from? Into the arms of another woman. He's always looking for someone else to fill the emptiness in himself. And when he leaves you, you'll say you let him down. It's just his side of the story. Don't believe him, you'll be sorry. One girl to another, it's the same old line. You'll find it's just his
And we're back.
And we're back.
That's Allison MacLeod, and you can find that and other tracks of hers at AllisonMacLeod.bandcamp.com.
I can't believe she married you, you big lug.
I know. I'm the luckiest man alive.
I'm the luckiest. That was my Lou Gehrig. Why do you look around sometimes like other people, if they could see it, would know how ridiculous I look? You kind of look around like, look at it.
Get a load of this guy.
That's what you do.
Am I? I
Not
didn't
really.
know that.
Not really. You know how
I thought it was escape panic that was really slipping out.
Oh, but I was saying my brother, Gilbert Gottfried, made a cameo for my brother.
Huh?
My brother's wife paid for a cameo by Gilbert.
Hello, Robert Kindler. I understand that you went to Colgate University, so you have a bright smile
And stuff like that. So it was so funny. So funny. And then I did one for my brother, too.
I said, you went to Colgate. What's the matter? You couldn't get into Sensodyne?
Whatever they paid, it was worth it.
Yeah.
I would keep this the rest of my life.
Robert Kindler, happy birthday to you.
He is good at them.
I have him saying all my credits when I was on his show.
No, but I still don't think we'd make $1 million on the cameo thing. So stop saying it.
No, I said $10 million.
Right.
Stop lowballing me.
Stop
is what I'm
lowballing.
saying.
Hi, I'm Andy Kindler, and I'm Josh Elvis Weinstein.
All we need is $100,000 cameos.
That's right. Time for letters, time for questions. People want to know what we think. It's fewer questions are coming our way, and the song always have to end like this. Ooh,
It's the only good thing about Twitter. It's the only good thing about Twitter. It's the only good thing about Twitter is your questions to us.
You always have to one-up me.
No, I was just going to take yours out.
As well you should, sir.
Cladrite Radio, or Cladrite Radio, thought you guys might like to know that The Boys from Brazil is newly available to stream for free on Amazon Prime members. I've never seen it until last night, and now I finally know how spot on Josh's impression is.
See?
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Bobby!
And you're not someone who appreciates it and isn't asking for a favor. Like,
We're shutting down the program, Mengele. You're not shutting down my program. We're shutting it down. I will not have my program shut down by some insolent Jew. This is just news from the head office. Don't shoot the messenger, Mengele. Shoot a Jew.
not the messenger.
Stephen Elton Yates says, okay, here, I'm just trying to get
Smooth
his
into that
angle, because it's in quotes. A small town has walked to its core as murder, intrigue, and marital infidelity comes to a sleepy little Florida town called Paradise. This week on Preschool Dateline. Hashtag Preschool Dateline.
I pushed him. I said, I pushed him. I said, look over the wall. I pushed him and he fell.
Always ask the spouse. It's always a spouse.
I'm the bad guy. Preschool Dateline.
Not Tweet Bahara. Honest says...
He's not Tweet Bahara.
He's not Tweet Bahara.
Okay, good.
I can honestly say that one version of Paradise for me would be sitting in that cozy theater with Joel, apologies to Mike, and the bots on the real satellite of love and riffing on good, bad movies for eternity. Wow.
What is he saying there? Is he saying that he would like to be with Joel Hodgson?
He would. That would be his version of Paradise.
Can we make that happen? No.
No.
Why? No, but maybe you can make a call.
Go to his live show.
Then you...
MST Live!
Yeah. I'm sorry, I got nothing there for you. I can't be on every question. I can't, and they can't all be gems, Josh.
Huh?
They can't all be gems.
Stephen Elton Yates says Thought Spiral is the last podcast I get from Apple. All my others are on Spotify. I assume it's about money. Is that any of my business?
No, but I'm interested in what the hell you're talking about. In other words, he's only getting his...
I think we're not on Spotify.
Right, but why did he switch to the Spotify platform? Because he gets most of his things through Spotify. That's where he does his
That's where he does his
laundry shopping.
DL business.
Well, I have decided, and I know you're going to think I'm stupid, but I'm not going to join Apple Music. Are you joined already?
I'm not.
I'm not going to.
Okay.
I have music I haven't listened to. I have all the CDs I could swallow. I'm going to make my own playlist, which I'm doing slowly. And that's it. If I got rich, I guess I would do it.
I have Amazon Music, so I can't really.
You're acting like you can't contractually criticize it. So you basically have a thing like
Yeah.
that people are talking about.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of myself as a purist, but I'm also thinking that too many choices has not been good for me musically.
Yeah.
Because then you go, play me something to knock me out. And it's like, Tito Fuentes.
It's the eye of the tiger. It's the still. Dan Wade says, Josh, I have memory problems. Can you offer me a mnemonic device to help me remember how you pronounce your last name? Terrified of getting it wrong. It's Einstein, like Albert Einstein or Dianne Feinstein. It's Weinstein.
You don't have to be annoyed. I think if you have him learn it annoyed, he'll feel bad.
It's not Albert Einstein. How about that?
Hey, genius.
It's like the genius, not the rapist. How about that?
I'm not laughing at the rapist.
Vicious Horrible Wumpus says, hey fellers, great episode 144. Being the face of the company, can Andy help me swing some Dallas Renegades tickets? If he did, I'd hold up a sign of your choosing. What will that say?
It'll say, I didn't get the memo. It'll say,
More like the Sex FL.
you know I'm working on my one-liners. So I'm assuming there's a team called the Dallas Renegades.
Yeah.
How could anyone know? He knows a lot about that. Is it a person? Is it he?
It's Vicious Horrible Wumpus.
Oh, I think it's a woman. No, I don't know.
There's a dude with a beard in the picture.
Okay. I confused him with another friend of mine. Yeah. That's crazy talk.
You are a cul-de-sac tonight.
I cul-de-sac. I really did. Not only, I forgot where I was. I forgot what my name was there. You could have told me, time to go to school, Skookie. Finish your milk. It's a bad time period now for sports. Do you feel that way? No, because you like basketball, I guess. Is basketball started? Yeah, it's halfway through, 3/4 through.
But All-Star break this weekend.
And is there anybody to root for? I know the Knicks are out, but the Lakers are looking good.
Lakers are in first place.
This could be the year. It's so sad, the Kobe thing. I can't stop thinking about it.
Yes, you can.
Okay, I did. Let's move on. I need time to move on.
Sous Vide says a famous movie has a character named Zuzu, Andy. Do you recall the film and the character?
I'm not stupid. It's of course I do remember. It's a Wonderful Life.
It's the head ape in Planet of the Apes.
It's a Wonderful Life, and it's James Stewart's youngest daughter.
Wow. We've officially stripped all the fun out. It's all over now. Thank you.
Zuzu,
Thank you.
Get your stupid
Thank you, last nail in
fingers.
coffin. Sorry, you can't save it now.
Get your
Andy.
messy fingers off of that stupid piano, you stupid. You're so stupid, you don't even have a lot of words.
There's not a shred of charm
No,
left.
it's over.
Not a smidge of temperature.
Is that from that movie?
Yeah.
Not a smidge.
Dan Marsh says, gentlemen, if work and money were not a factor, would you still live in L.A. or some other place or places? And has there ever been a time since you've been there that you seriously considered moving away?
I never wanted to live here when I first came here. I always wanted to live in San Francisco or Seattle or somewhere where it was more, I thought it would be more beautiful, picturesque. And so for a long time, but now I can't imagine not living here in a way.
If it was just like, if it was like in a vacuum, in the sense of like I would have
no other reason.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I would want to live here is because of all my friends being here.
Yes.
But that's about it.
In other words, are you saying because it's not as beautiful as
Like if I had no friends, I might go live in Chicago.
Interesting. I'm saying interesting in lieu of something interesting, but the point is, why do you say, have you always felt that way?
I just don't love LA. I just don't love there's things, I mean, I like it more than I ever have right now, I would say.
Because of me?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Josh, say it with feeling. You're damn right, buddy.
No, I've liked it. I like that it's, I've liked living here during the Trump era.
Yes. What do you like about, what does Chicago have that L.A. doesn't have?
It doesn't have anything except for a city feel.
That's true.
You know, that's what I don't.
Why not New York?
Because New York's a little much.
It's true.
Chicago's the perfect amount.
And why not? And okay, so the weather does not.
But I'm not like saying I was using that as sort of a random example of like places that I would consider going if I didn't have a life here.
It's different for me.
I mean,
no.
Obviously I have, whatever.
It's not different for me. I was going to say it's different for me because I moved here, but you moved here too, so that didn't make sense.
Yeah.
But it is different when you move to a place because then you feel like you've adopted a home. It still feels new to me in a way, in a weird way.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't to me really.
Because I really feel like
I've owned a house for 20 years, so
that's true.
I've lived in this house longer than I lived anywhere else in my life, by a long shot. Because I moved when I was 10.
Right.
As a kid, so
I can't separate the life from.
I've been here 28 years, and I was in Minneapolis 20 years.
I moved in 78 when I was 21. In 69, I was 21, and I've been here since 78. 51 years I've been here. 41. Pretty crazy stuff, huh? I can't divorce it from the fact that I've met all my friends.
And it still feels new to you.
It does feel newer. It feels, well, what I'm saying is the West Coast still feels new to me when I compare it to going back east.
Yeah.
I still love I would say I love being in California even more than I love necessarily living in Los Angeles.
Right.
I love the state.
Yeah, I like California a lot.
So I'm not good at arguing or saying things. But I used to think I'd want 4 seasons, and I kind of missed that, but I don't think I do anymore. I'm like 90. What am I going to do?
I want 3 seasons.
Yes. I pass on extreme heat or extreme cold.
Sure.
Chicago's less cold than Minneapolis, but not much.
Not much, no. No, it's fucking cold there. I'm not moving to Chicago.
So, Josh, when he moves to Chicago, we're going to be doing our show out of
for a long time, my sort of wealth fantasy was having a second place somewhere.
And now where would that be?
Maybe Chicago, maybe New York, maybe, I don't know. Maybe Nashville or some weird wild card like that.
I think of it more
but
like...
the truth is I just wouldn't go to that place.
Yeah, that's the truth. We don't have that life. We don't have that type of life right now.
I'm not a...
Where are you going to be? I'm at the thing this weekend. At the weekend thing.
Right, yeah.
It's very Canadian to do that. They go to...
Well, the other thing is you can buy a really damn nice hotel room for a really long time before you even approach what it would cost to have another place.
Well, you might be interested in something that's more like a timeshare.
Yes.
I haven't heard anything about our new movie. So, is it pushed back? Are you in it yet?
I'm not officially in it yet.
I haven't heard anything about it. You know, my movie career...
That's usually a good sign.
Is that a bomb exploding on your shirt?
Why, yes, it is.
What's that supposed to mean? All right, I'm sorry for bringing it up. I got nothing. Don't look at fucking me.
What?
Don't look at me.
What? Save us. Save us.
Okay, hey,
help
that's an interesting question, Josh. It reminds me of an anecdote.
Yodelidi, yodelidi, Yoshi Yamamoto, Yoshi Yamamoto, Yoshi Yamamoto, Yoshi Yodi, 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 Yoshi Yamamoto, Yoshi Yamamoto. Yoshi says, YouTube's absurd algorithm gave me a video of Mike Lindell dropping in on the Kumia show.
On the who?
The Kumia show.
Oh, God, I got to see that.
I clicked on it thinking it was a bit, but no, it's really him. I watched for 15 minutes waiting for them to say something racist, but got bored. Better sketch idea than interview.
It's the funniest thing I've ever... That's why I would watch it.
You got to watch me for over an hour if you want to hear me say something racist.
Yeah, I'm Anthony Camilla, man. My guest today... I don't know how to do him.
You can't do me, so you what you're going to be.
Don't you think, Mr. Lindell, that you're hurting yourself by going on these right-wing shows? Shouldn't you be leaving your politics out of it and just concentrating on selling the pillows?
Well, not really, because I think my real bread and butter is the right side of the spectrum.
You think that's where the money is?
I think the real money is in rubes.
Don't you think he's going to, at some point, people are going to go, I'm mad at him. I don't want politics attached to my sleeping. At some point, it's going to bite him
I'll
in the
say
ass.
Trump is a gift from God and give me back my goddamn pillow.
But the customer, you see, normally people don't want to alienate people with political stances. You should say, look, I like everybody. Don't you want even people who are here, quote, illegally, to sleep on your pillows?
I only hire legal people. Don't bring that up.
You sound pretty defensive about it.
Right here in my home state of Minnesota.
Is it really his home state? It is, I bet.
I think it is. That's the one thing I believe.
Wouldn't you love footage of him when he was a crack person? I just want him to be. I'm sorry. Was he on crack?
Yes.
Did the pillow hurt or help his crack habit? I'm sorry. This isn't me. This is the kind of comedy you shouldn't do. Just tell me.
It's a comedy?
Hey, I'm hoodieing up for the last few letters.
Yoshi also chimes in to say the Super Bowl was overwhelming. My distant cousin Demi crushing the national anthem and my comedy hero / friend in a halftime ad. It's all happening for people vaguely surrounding me that are not me.
Wait, he's related to Demi Lovato?
I guess so.
Well, give me some Demi Lovato tickets. What did she do?
What would you do if you had Demi Lovato tickets?
Well, one of the hits. Sing me one of the hits.
No.
I wanna go live in the salsa. No.
No, that was it.
How about that one where they go, you're a hero, you're my hero. What's that? What did she sing? Katy Perry sings, I'm a champion, I'm gonna kill you, kick your ass now, gonna hit your face now.
Yes.
Okay. They told me at the podcast workshop, if a bit's not working, just get the hell out of it. Don't belabor it.
Mark Thompson says, I hope you can tell us the big news you've been teasing us with the past few weeks this week.
Yeah.
What will be really frustrating is if you can't tell us this week, but can tell us next week when you release this week's show and you couldn't tell us, right?
That is a bummer. No, we're happy now. We know everything about stuff. I was going to die if I couldn't find it.
Yeah, no, we were waiting, and the big news was bad news we were waiting for. It wasn't like big good news we were holding back.
I told you there's been tragedy in my family.
Seth Dick III says, should we be disappointed if the Emmys don't include you, not for 100 years, in their death montage?
I don't want to think too much about how my death montage. I do think about things like that.
Everyone in show business thinks if they're going to make it into a death montage.
Or you thinking everybody thinks about how they'll be missed when they're dead. I think everyone who's normal does that.
Yeah.
Come closer to the bed. Where's Josh?
You're going to miss me when I'm dead. Man.
What if I was dead?
Stupid.
Stupid.
What if I'm dead?
I would be sad, Josh. I would be sad if you were dead.
Would you? Would you really?
You know what? What am I, Tom Likas? Do you really care? How are you, Tom? Do you really care?
Tom the Tom says, did you see the cotton candy grapes lady hand out the Oscar for set design? No, I didn't, but...
That's what I'm here for, the Cotton Candy Set Design Award.
The person who won, I think it was the little woman who may have won that. She gave a good speech, the lady.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always
I
go
think
to...
Little Women won costume. I don't think they won set, but I don't know.
Oh, you're right. It was 1917. I don't know. Stop asking me questions.
Okay. I won't ever again.
Apologize.
Wow, this isn't going well tonight.
I think it's good.
Oh, okay.
You know what's fun about it?
What?
It's going to be horrible to edit.
Yeah, it's true. Greg Kelly says, I was at an Oscar party last night with some friends, and my buddy Zeke mentioned James Mason was set to play Professor Hill in The Music Man. Have you heard that? He was more of a talk singer, if I remember correctly.
Is this giving you direction?
I think so. You've got trouble, my friends, right here in River City, with a capital T. That rhymes with P. That stands for pool. We've got trouble. We've surely got trouble. You got to find a way to keep them moral after school. Mothers of River City, heed that warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. Does your young boy leave the house and buckle his knickers below his knees? Is he starting to memorize jokes from Captain Whizbang? Is he using words like swell
and
or so's your old man
or neato?
Well, my friends, if that's so, you've got trouble right here in River City with a capital T that rhymes with P that stands for pool.
Why do I think that we're going to end up in the county fair doing in a booth?
Because you're aspirational. Yoshi is back for the trifecta here, saying I missed last week, so I'm tripling up. Andy seems to be aging in nicely. And he said in nicely into the quintessential Jew roles. Doctor on Portlandia and XFL ad, agent on I'm Dying up here, but I'm Chris Jericho. Next up, Andy the CPA.
I think, like a lot of people go, are you typecast? I just would love to play any of the Jew roles.
Shylock.
Hey, give me my pound. I'm not against the stereotypes. How do you think I got this great sound system?
Are you saying a Jew would take a pound of flesh? Is that what you're trying to imply? I don't like your attitude. I think you're an anti-Semite.
I'm telling you, this is going to open up a whole new dimension to your Gregory Peck thing. What's wrong?
Fourth dimension, you mean? Because it's fully rounded as it is. Adam Nicolette says, are you watching the Westminster Dog Show? I'm not this year, but... it's charming most of the year.
Have you ever watched it?
Yes. It's a delight.
Is it also weird, though, because they're doing weird tricks and things?
They aren't doing weird tricks.
They walk and stuff, don't they?
They walk. That's the trick.
Why is this so upsetting to you, sir?
Because I think you're an anti-Semite. I don't like your undertones.
How long does it last?
How long does what last?
Is it like a several-day thing?
Yes, it's multiple days. I can't commit to an actual number.
Okay. Well, I don't want whatever I'm doing. I don't want to hurt the impression.
Mad City Architect says, helping my son with homework tonight. Any fun or crazy homework stories of the past? Also, when are you bringing back homework, boys?
Ooh, I don't know. I'll do homework anytime you can think of something to do.
Yeah, we'll figure something out soon.
It's not like people are clamoring for it.
No. Well, Mad City Architect has.
Mad City.
Do you have any homework stories? I was very bad at homework myself. I was a last-minute homework doer.
I've always been...
often in the class before it was due.
Really?
Yes.
Even like papers?
Everything was last minute. Every single fucking assignment I ever got, I waited until the last minute.
Now...
every assignment.
Well, I was the same way, and I did okay, but...
I was Mr. All-Nighter all the time.
But you don't have that same work ethic now as much, or do you?
It depends on the discipline. If I'm writing a script, yeah, it's usually pretty deadline-y.
Yeah.
But I hit it. I hit the deadlines.
I knew when what's that?
I don't miss the deadlines.
Well, when I graduated college, and I say it only to make others feel less than, I really was like, I can never take a test for the rest of my life. I hated it. I mean, I did okay, but like people going to take the law thing and then it just sounds frightening to me. The more you have to be tested.
Like the bar exam?
The bar, yeah.
Yeah, no, it stresses you out.
I don't want it. Look how I've done. I don't have a dance degree.
But think of how much better the comedy business would be if there was an entrance exam. Seriously.
There should be licensing of some type. I mean, really.
Michelle Wisecarver.
Hi, Michelle. I miss you, Michelle. How's your wise carving going?
Josh, I love that you played a delightful version of the cinematic Titanic theme during Andy's coffee clusterfuck. That's my ringtone, you know. Andy, your idea of a sitcom with you living next to our body shop is goddamn gold. I want in. Great show, guys.
Let's do it then. If anybody has money, like for us, we could definitely pitch to TV Land.
Yeah?
You know what the name of a show on TV Land? I think it's called Younger or something.
Yeah.
900 episodes they've had of it. Why am I turning my nose up at that? That could be my own place.
There's a lot of money in 900 episodes of anything.
Yeah, let's do it. Thank you, Michelle. I think all my ideas are peachy. E.G.
Brian says Phil Rosenthal mentions on Curb he has just remade Everybody Loves Raymond in Portugal. Also Russia, Egypt, Poland, and India, to name just a few. Does this mean that Andy exists in all these alternative universes as well? Has Andy ever seen any of these takes on Raymond?
Yes, I've seen the Russian one because he made a documentary,
about that. Yeah.
I don't think Andy survives. Although I was talking to some people, I forgot who, but I thought he did a great job on Curb because he really played the character of being, it was like really he played it. He played it well. I thought he did a good job.
Yeah, a heightened version of Phil Rosenthal.
I notice as the series goes on, there's more and more attempts at catchphrases.
Yeah.
Are you doing the high and away? Is ball one? Are you doing the farewell sign?
Did you just ice cream him?
You see, if we did that every week and this week, I cherry cola at someone.
We don't have a lot of questions this week, Andy.
You know what, Josh? Do you feel? I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
If you had to edit this show, not that you do edit it, with no more questions that were asked, do you think you'd have enough, or you wouldn't have enough? Internet poll next 45 hours.
It's not quite enough because I just found one from A.D. Morgan.
All right, let's do it.
Which I don't understand.
But you found it.
But at least it's more content. As I hit send on a message containing the words needy comedian, I sense trouble. If you two can't come up with a deserving comic, why don't you both take your wives to see Terry Allen at Zebulon February 16th and report back? I think you'll dig it. I don't know what Zebulon is, and I don't know who Terry Allen is.
Do you think it's a scavenger hunt thing, or do you think is he being sarcastic? I don't think so.
I don't know.
Well, I A.D. Morgan, you know how to reach me. Tell me what you're talking about.
All right, you know what? I'm going to read a couple of
letters,
a couple of actual emails.
Good.
Lucas Schmidt says, hey, Spiralers. Big fan of both of you and longtime listener, so I'll try to keep it short. As comedians and writers, what would you classify memes as? Digital art? Comedy? Neither? Would you consider memers, makers of memes, part of the comedy sphere? There are similarities, in my opinion. There are hacks, thieves, and a booming alternative scene. I live in an area with no comedy clubs, no places to do stand-up, and no sense of humor, Sweden, so I write and make memes as a creative outlet. Here's an Andy Kindler joke I rewrote for a meme I made a while ago. It rather fittingly bombed.
Can I see it?
And then it's a thing of your thing. George Bush is like Hitler, except at least Hitler was a good painter.
I forgot that part of the joke. I love that he's in. First of all, I'm fascinated by people in Sweden.
Yeah,
because they seem to be observing American culture a lot. And I was friends with someone who was translating Letterman shows into Swedish, and so he was always telling me how it was hard sometimes to figure out what people were saying.
Yeah.
So
he finishes with thank you for making every Monday a bit more spicy and also discussing your mental issues so honest and analytical. Keep up the great work.
Well, I appreciate that. I do think, to be serious, I think anything that's a way to get comedy is going to attract people who, it's going to attract the whole range of people. And it also, sometimes I get tired of everything, So sometimes I get tired that there's an added picture of something.
Yeah.
But I still think what would you call that kind of comedy? It's always been around in some form or another, right? Or no?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like modern cartooning almost.
Yeah.
I don't think of, do I think of it as part of the comedy scene? No, I don't think of it as part of the comedy scene, but I do think of it as part of the internet scene.
Right, and I feel like what he's saying.
I think of it as modern culture. I just think it's its own thing.
But I think in a way, is he saying, is it comedically fulfilling to do those things? I think it is.
Well, I think that's in the eye of the beholder, really. How do you feel being memed in that way? Having someone take your joke and publish your joke, though attributing it to you.
Yeah. I feel it makes me a little nervous because I feel like the reveal on that joke, it doesn't trivialize the topic, but it doesn't have the same punch as if you heard it.
Yeah.
You know, and I also think the funnier one is at least Hitler was a veteran. That would be the funniest one.
Yeah, but this was George Bush, not Trump.
Oh. Because I used to say everybody was like them. No, I think it's fine. I think it's absolutely fine. I like it, in fact.
Yeah.
But that's also, I like it because it's about me.
Frank says, hello, gents. Not sure what you're hearing, but I feel like the whole podcast is getting even better and deeper. Thank you for this ongoing great analysis of your own lives. It illuminates the interactions of the rest of us. Plus Jay Mason and F. Brooks, Preschool Shark Tank, and Messrs. Weinstein and Kindler, etc. Hilarious. Still lots of delightful raw comedy on the show.
Thank you.
Man,
That's what I
thanks
like
again
to hear.
for the whole thing.
I was thinking about that too myself. Like, how do I feel about the show? Which you can't think that much about, but I did hear last week's show, and I feel like 100 times more comfortable doing the show. Like, I know I'm not spending the "what's going to happen now" time period as much, and so I do. I think we're in a pretty good groove, but you don't want to jinx it, because if you start to say we're in a good groove, that's when you start to think you're good.
Right. Yeah, I don't...
You can't call any attention to... You can't call too much attention to, like, if you take it too preciously, which some people do with their art, kind of. Like,
Yeah.
for example, I watched a thing about Maria Callas. And she was... I didn't even know who she was. I mean, I know who she was, but I didn't know really. I knew she was a singer, but I didn't realize she was an opera singer, and she was amazing. I mean, when she talks, my fans will, you know, she talks about it in that regal way that if a comedian did that, they would look ridiculous. And it's not that she didn't look ridiculous, but it was okay in a way.
Yeah, well, it was she. Yeah, I mean, she was the queen of a pretentious world, so being pretentious wasn't out of place.
Yeah, and her singing was amazing.
Yeah. Better singer than a talker.
I'll tell you that much. She was married to, I think she was had an affair with Aristotle Onassis.
Really?
There's so little that I know.
Stephen Lefebvre says, when you have a big, important meeting for a new project, you wear a suit and tie. What do you wear when you meet with the suits? When was the last time you wore a suit and tie for something work or career related?
I've only worn them a couple times for auditions.
Did you wear a tie to the premiere in New York? No.
Yeah. No, just a jacket.
Yeah.
I never would have worn a suit and tie for a meeting. It would look odd for a comedian, unless you're Paul F. Tompkins or someone who...
Yeah, I haven't... I often wear a sport coat to a meeting.
I have too, but not always.
But I hate ties, and I'd rather have the non-self-conscious energy than have a tie.
Yeah, because sometimes, and also, especially in a pitch situation, you don't want to look too hungry or something.
If you come in a suit and it doesn't look like...
Gentlemen and ladies, I believe you'll be in my project, and I look forward to working with you.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing in Hollywood meetings is confidence, really. So you just kind of wear what makes you feel, the most powerful, I guess, internally powerful, not externally powerful.
It's so weird. For me, it's hard because most of my meetings are just not really me going, all right, fellas, this is going to be the great. So I'm not pitching anything high concept.
It's about
I know you want to be in the Kindler business.
So it's just a matter of how.
James Simonera says, hi, guys. From my past emails, thanks, Josh, for reading my rant about Woodstock. I am a big fan of the podcast and have never missed one. I enjoy the formula you have developed for just the two of you because I am such a fan of Andy's that I am contented hearing anything that goes on in his head. But the nature of any entertainment that has a formula that is too easy to become predictable, I am not one of the fans of having to hear James Mason and Bobby every single week. As good as the impressions are that Josh does, I like to hear even more character voices, and Andy trying to do them along with Josh breaks me up. But I have to tell you that the two shows you did with the guests were amongst my favorite of the podcast. It pushes the dynamic of the show and the relationship you do have further than the normal podcast that examines your relationship and the making of the sausage of how comedians' minds work. For that reason, I recommend having a guest once a month. It doesn't matter who it is, although obviously I think a fellow stand-up comedians are the most entertaining. It changes the dynamic, and I think Andy is always more on his game when he has any audience, even one person laughing when he says something off the top of his head. Wow.
That's very nice.
Any audience.
Well, of course, we've proven that's not.
Even one person.
We've proven that's not true when we had Alex.
The normal person with you two guys is great. I will always be listening. This is just a suggestion because of what I noticed was so different with the show when there was a guest. Thanks for all the laughs. Oh, and Bobby, is it spicy?
Well, I appreciate everything that he's saying, and I don't have any real gripes with it. I do feel like, people are requesting that you do the thing. So I think it's like, to me, it's like, we're not comics who are going to be working in our 80s to, how would you like a new Walnetto? You know what I mean? We'll just drop things because we'll get tired of them. But I do notice in the podcast, I don't get as tired of repeating things as I would do in my act, maybe? I don't know. It's like just, I like the vocal playing around is like a defense mechanism sometimes, or it's a way to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
But I'm not tired. I don't feel like, we have to do our yearly James Mason Christmas pageant.
Right.
Because you really can't predict when the new characters are going to come in, too.
No.
Like, you didn't pitch Preschool Shark Tank. It came up organically.
It came up because I was making fun of you.
Yeah.
It's just like Is It Spicy did.
Right. But I think Kid Dynamite, for example, would say that he got tired of Dynamite. Was that his? What was his?
Jimmy Walker?
Yeah, what was it? Kid Dynamite? What was his thing?
Dynamite!
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think it's to that point yet with any of the impressions.
No, I think they die their own death.
Yeah.
Although I did have some James Mason fatigue there for a while.
Well, you did. In fact, you had to go leave the country for a couple of...
I did.
I couldn't say James around you, and I couldn't bring a mason jar over.
Ooh.
You used to laugh at those things. Do you think it's because
you're so much better if you have even one person to laugh at you. You're so much better.
Yeah, so he's saying even one person.
Even one person is my point.
I kind of knew what you were saying, but I didn't realize the irony of it.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to call it a show.
I think it was a show, and I apologize for everything.
It was a little disjointed this week, but, shit's going down. So
I did feel disjointed this week, but I don't like what I'm doing right now with my eye.
I'm not.
It's so annoying.
I know. Put it back in.
Anyway, here's what I wanted to let you people know. I don't know exactly when this is coming out, but I will be in Vancouver, British Columbia for Just for Laughs Northwest, the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And I believe that will be, when this comes out, it'll be the same week.
Yes.
Of this show. So please come up and say, folks, I can't continue to go to these festivals and have empty audiences and people write letters. Why is that guy at every festival? I need you to somehow make my career exciting again.
Do it, people. Save Andy.
Save Andy.
That's our show for this week.
Wait, how about if you want to get chunks?
If they want to get chunks, go buy chunks at any of your streaming comedy outlets.
What if they'd like to, on something like either a monthly basis or a one-time basis, to contribute?
They should go to buymeacoffee.com/thoughtspiral. Or if you want to talk to us during the week, write us at thoughtspiralshow@gmail.com.
And I want to
join us on Twitter at thought_spiral.
I do want to say one more thing. I want to thank my friend Josh Elvis Weinstein for always being, and he doesn't have to always be there for me, but he happens to be always there for me in times of trouble. And he's always a calming, reassuring voice, which comes from his heart. I don't want to get more goofy than that.
Well, that's sincere. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Josh.
May I be there for you in good times.
Absolutely. Although...
like next week's show! Good night, everybody!